I'd like to invite you to inquire in your own experience into the inner critic in your daily lives. And I'll just offer a simple framework for that process of inquiry. It's a framework that allows this pattern, which is usually operating unconsciously or semi-consciously, to just come round and become more visible to us. So during the coming time, see if you notice an incident where the inner critic arises. Maybe not the strongest incidents, but something where you feel the impact of this judgment. And the inner critic isn't a simple objective judgment, it's an evaluative judgment. So a good way of recognizing the inner critic is present is there'll be this sense of, I'm wrong, a sense of wrongness. And in the narrative, it often comes with the word should or shouldn't. I should have done that. I shouldn't be that way. So those are often really helpful signals for recognizing this particular pattern of the inner critic has had a go at us. So once you notice this feeling of wrongness, this feeling of the pressure of a should, and you've got the space to do it, take time to write down the situation. What's happened such that this inner critic has started off? Like the example I gave with being drowsy in meditation. Was it something that came up after you'd been sitting? There was some sort of evaluation of your meditation experience. Maybe something you said, or didn't say, or did. So just write down whatever the situation is, just the objective situation. So in the example of the drowsiness, it would be, there was drowsiness. I was drowsy for most of my meditation, just then. And then write down the judgment. So what is at the end of that sentence you should have? You should be able to be more aware and awake after all these years of practice. You should be more present and mindful. Or you said something you regret saying, and the judgment might be a little stronger. That's a stupid thing to have said. Why on earth did you say that? Why did you do that? So we can notice there's a certain edge, a certain charge, like a put down. And that's where the sense of wrongness comes. You're just making a note of the judgment. And then the third step is just notice how that judgment affects you. How does it make you feel? Very often, the inner critic pattern is trying to motivate us in some way, trying to help us be better at something, like less drowsy in the meditation. But the effect it has, I mean, very often for myself, when I'm affected by this condition, is it makes me feel like giving up. It makes me feel hopeless to a degree, more despondent. It doesn't actually do what it's trying to do. It doesn't motivate me. It undermines me. It has an undermining effect because it's something that's been taken personally about who and what I am. The effect is undermining. So just noticing what's the effect of this judgment, however that is for you. Maybe some way we believe it to be true. We partly believe it to be true. So what's it like to give this judgment some credence? And then in the next step, as we're objectifying this experience of judging, that in itself already brings a bit of separation from the process of that critical judgment. we're witnessing it and seeing it rather than perhaps as fully in it as we might have been if we hadn't noticed it. And in that process of a bit of separating from it, just see if there's a space where you can allow the original situation. So like with the experience of drowsiness, where I can just let that be the fact. There's this experience of drowsiness, and not then take the step into the judgment. Spend a moment just opening to that situation. What we said, what we did, what we felt. Just bringing it directly to the moment. And that gesture itself is a gesture of compassion. It's not rejecting. It's not just going along with the situation. It's not this passive compliance, but it's knowing it in a different way. So receptivity, connecting, and they're sort of directly meeting, what's this like in the moment? Can I let this feeling be here just as it is? So bringing in this quality of opening and allowing. Our practice of awareness, or our practice of mindfulness, is this simple coming to meet what is here. My teacher, Ajahn Sumedho, used to often say, this is the way it is. This is the way it is. So it's an invitation. That reflection I experience as an invitation to invite and receive what is. As soon as we do this, we are being present. When we are connected in this way with the present moment, we start to touch and know this ground of awareness, this background implicit quality of being aware. We could just actually even be gently curious about that. So there's the events of what we're with, and this quality of ground out of which that arises. So instead of this experience of, I was drowsy, I'm no good as a meditator, the experience is simply drowsiness is what has arisen. Drowsiness is what is arising. So drowsiness is what is here. It may well be not what we want to be here. We had a certain idea about how we wanted our meditation to be. And that's where the comparison and the evaluative judgment comes. This idea of what we wished for compared to the reality of what is. And if we simply go with that evaluation, it's like we're arguing with reality. And it creates its own suffering. So instead, when we simply acknowledge this experience in this example of drowsiness, it's just drowsiness is what is arising in this moment. And that presence with the drowsiness and acceptance of the reality of that in this moment, we also connect with the space within which it's arising. Simple background quality of awareness. Just feel the experience arising. Feel how we may be attaching to it being otherwise. We may be judging it. See all of this pattern coming together. And that compassionate allowing of it just to be the way it is. It can simply have its movement. It's almost like it has a life cycle. It arises, it lives for a time, and as we are really with it in the moment, we just see it has its own changing nature. And it passes. We don't have to make it change or go away. It's actually its nature to change and go away. If we don't reject it, we don't get complicated with it, it simply passes through. So I really invite you to be curious about this, explore this in your own experience.